Hello, fellows and ladies. We're gonna do our second Emmy video today. It's gonna be for limited series, which I've been hearing a lot of you guys have having specific trouble with, myself included. But I'll give you the best I got. Let's get right into it. Fair warning: I haven't seen everything. I'm not done everything, at least. I'm not done We Crashed. Not every episode of Under the Banner of Heaven has come out in Canada, but I am I'm 6 episodes into Under the Banner of Heaven, I believe, and I'm 3 episodes into We Crashed, and I've watched Dopesick, Made, White Lotus, Staircase. I've watched a lot, so I think I've watched enough where I feel like I can, make this video. Start off with limited series. Number 1, I have Dopesick at number 1. I love the show. So, I mean, it's currently the front runner. It's going to get a myriad of acting nominations. I don't really see why this would not get in. Number 2, I have Made. Made, I believe, got a lot of views on Netflix, and it's awesome. It's probably my personal winner in the category. And I have no reason to think it won't get in. That's going to be a lot of this. Just me going why not? I understand the Emmys can pull some nonsense, but I think Made is not going to be nonsense. The White Lotus, I think this is the 3rd guarantee. It was a huge hit, so much so that it's getting a 2nd season. Don't really know why that classifies as limited, but I guess anthology, I don't know. All right, so I think that top 3 is pretty secure. It's that 4 and 5 slot. It is 5 slots, by the way. It's that 4 and 5 slot I'm a little less secure in. But I'm going to go with number 4, probably the safest I feel, is The Staircase. The Staircase, HBO Max, Colin Firth, I love this show. It kind of struggles towards the end, but I think it's so good, in that first half, that I think I think it's safe. Can I see it missing? I suppose, but also not really. Number 5 got Under the Banner of Heaven. That's what I landed on. FX doesn't always get in, but they do have a good tendency of getting nominations in this category. And Under the Banner of Heaven, it's got some weird religious stuff in it that could hold it back a little bit, which is why it's my number 5. But I think it's, it's engaging. It's a great show. I love Under the Banner of Heaven. Can't wait for the finale to come out in Canada. Yeah, I think the show is really great. And yeah, I think this show I feel like the show, it's likely getting an actor nod. Don't really know what else it gets after that. Maybe a writing, directing nod, but and acting does not a lot of real possibilities outside of Andrew Garfield. But I don't think he needs it. I think, I could just get acted in series for all I know. Number 6, after that, I have the Dropout. I'll be honest, this is not my cup of tea. I don't really like the Dropout. I think it was very mid. But, I'm on the outs on that, and a lot of people really like it. But I also think that, it could just survive off of just actress. Number 7, Pam and Tommy. Man, you guys, I've been seeing so much campaigning for this show, so much. It's getting acting nominations, all 3. It's getting Rogen, Lily, and Sebastian. It could just get Lily. That's a possibility, but I really think Pam and Tommy is a bit of a dark horse, and because it's a very popular and entertaining show. Not a lot of people love the show towards the end, but I can survive that. Number 8, We Crashed. I'll be honest, I'm 3 episodes in. I don't hate this show. That said, I also am well aware I'm on the outs, but Apple, man, Apple. They're campaigning the fuck out of this show. More than Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, which I don't get. That's a better show so far, at least. We Crashed is it could just miss because a lot of people just don't think it's good. But I don't know, man. I'm not questioning Apple. Number 9, Station 11. I've heard great things about the show. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard great things about it. But nobody's seen it. But I'm gonna put it at 9 just because I hear it's amazing. And then number 10. Impeachment, man. What, man? Fucking impeachment, man. American Crime Story always gets in. I believe Assassination of Gianni Versace won, even though it's a terrible season. And then obviously People vs. O.J. Simpson won, and that's a great season, so I'm okay with that one. Impeachment's not the best. It's also not the worst. But I think that show just came out such a long time ago that people are like, oh, wait, that's eligible this year? So yeah, I think that might get fucked over in series. But I'm not questioning. Ryan Murphy's kind of royalty to them. So move on to limited actor. Number 1, I have I'm gonna assume we all have the same number 1, right? Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's probably gonna win. We can move on. Number 2, I have Colin Firth for The Staircase. I think he could win, actually. He could be what takes down Michael Keaton, if anybody. Colin Firth is just so good in the show. You gotta I remember when I first saw the first episode, I'm like, oh my God, is that Colin Firth with an American accent? That's so weird. This is probably my favorite Colin Firth performance. I'm not even joking. And he's getting in. Number 3, Andrew Garfield, Under the Banner of Heaven, kind of riding high on that Oscar nomination for Tick Tick Boom, plus the whole Spider-Man stuff. So yeah, and he's very good under the Banner of Heaven. Not like his showiest performance, but like I don't think that's gonna matter here. I think Garfield's got it. Number 4, Oscar Isaac, Scenes from a Marriage. He's also riding high off of Moon Knight and Dune. More Moon Knight, but Dune. Yeah, I think Oscar Isaac, and he's absurdly good in Scene from Marriage, like obscenely good. I think Oscar's. I think he's got it. I think he's good. It's yeah. Number 5, Sebastian Stan, Pam and Tommy. First of all, for all you going like, what about Sebastian Stan for Fresh? How about you shut up? That's not happening. Sorry, no way. Pam and Tommy. He's playing Tommy Lee. He's very showy. Probably his best performance yet. Sebastian Stan. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I think I think that top 4 that I said I'm a lot more secure in, but I feel really good about Sebastian Stan. And then number 6, I'm going with Samuel L. Jackson for The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray. He's so good in this show, man. He's so good. He's so fucking good, bro. Last Days of Ptolemy Gray is not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, and I totally get why. Because it's a bit of a rough it's a great show, but it's a rough get through, but like Sam Jackson's so good. Like I said, Apple's prioritizing We Crashed, but I've also noticed that Sam Jackson has made the rounds. So, and he's Sam Jackson, like he's Sam Jackson. Y'all like to say name checks. Sam Jackson. Number 7, I have Ben Foster from The Survivor, which I'm sure a lot of you have instead of Sam Jackson or Sebastian Stan, which I get it. That's justifiable. For one, performances for TV movies are not the best track record for getting nominations an actor, but also Ben Foster is so fucking good. I don't like The Survivor, but Ben Foster's incredible. Like he's like losing all that weight and shit. No, he's genuinely incredible in an otherwise pretty lame movie. And I think that Ben Foster, honestly, this is where I'm on the outs with you guys. I'm sure you guys have Ben Foster. I don't. I think Ben Foster just, again, TV movie performances have a bit of a rough track record. And also, I think, Sam Jackson's a bigger name than Ben Foster, and I feel a little bit better about Sebastian Stan. So I'm going to say Foster misses, but don't expect me to be shocked if Ben Foster gets the nomination. And I'll be happy if he does. He's great. Number 8, Jared Leto, We Crashed. Like I said, I'm 2 episodes into the show. I don't hate it. I don't hate We Crashed. Leto's so bad though, man. Why do people keep casting this guy, man? I'm starting to hate this guy more and more every time he's in a movie. Like I don't get why people keep casting this guy, dude. But again, like I said, Apple's campaigning the fuck out of We Crashed. It's absurd. I don't get why they're doing it instead of Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, but that could work out in their favor. And you know what? The industry's like, I'm not saying they love Jared Leto. Clearly, he wasn't nominated for Gucci, so it's not like they just nominate him for everything. But they clearly have some sort of admiration for this guy. I don't get why, but they do. So he's worth considering. Number 9, Paul Bettany for A Very British Scandal. I believe the first season did really well, and Paul Bettany was just nominated, so I guess it's really worth consideration, but like, who gives a fuck about A Very British Scandal? Number 10, I have Sam Elliott for 1883. 1883, I'm like really not suspecting a lot for, because I really don't think, because I'll explain more when I get to my drama prediction video, but I think Yellowstone is going to do decent. I don't think they're going to do a complete 180 and just nominate 2 shows, because Yellowstone has an atrocious history with the Emmys. I don't think they're just going to do a 180 and just nominate 2 shows. Sam Elliott, he's a name. I get. I guess he's possible, even though I don't really think in 1883 is going to do anything. And also, by the way, his comments about Power the Dog will not affect him at all. It just won't. If he doesn't get in, don't be like, he shouldn't have said that. Like, no, that's not what I missed. Number 11, I have Liev Schreiber for Ray Donovan, the movie. I heard the movie's not very good, so there's that. But also, Ray Donovan, Liev Schreiber, worth considering. And then number 12, Himesh Patel for Station 11. Again, no one saw Station 11. All right, let's move on to actress. Number 1, I also have Amanda Seyfried of The Dropout. Yeah, she's great. Like I said, I'm not a fan of The Dropout, but she's great in it. Like she's really, really good. Like if she won, I'm also thinking she's gonna win, and I won't be upset about that. She does the voice and all that shit. Like she has some moments. That last scene of the show where she's like yelling and shit, like just screaming nonchalantly. Great acting altogether. Number 2, I got Margaret Qualley from Maid. I mean, what do I gotta say? We all know. She's good. She got every other nomination, like at the Winter Awards. She's good. Number 3, Lily James, Pam and Tommy. Again, do I have to explain myself? Nope. Like that's like that transformation was the talk of the town. Like everyone was talking about, oh my gosh, playing Pamela Anderson. Do I have to say anymore? I think she can win still. A lot of people don't think so. A lot of people think, Seyfried has it locked up. I think Lily can still nab it. Number 4, Jessica Chastain, Scenes from a Marriage. I mean, she's literally riding high off of her Oscar win. So, and she's great in Scenes from a Marriage. Like fucking amazing, but also no, there isn't. But also, yeah, I think she's good. Also, those 5 and 6 are really open. Like I genuinely am like just kind of throwing names in there. Number 5, I have Sarah Paulson for impeachment. I don't want it to happen. You don't want it to happen, but I think it just might just happen. Man, Paulson, she gets nominated. Y'all keep on throwing like Anne Hathaway or like, Julia Roberts' name out there to be like, oh, they're just going to name check them. But it's like, bro, Sarah Paulson is also a massive name check. Even if I don't think they're going to care for impeachment, but man, they love Sarah Paulson. Like, come on. Number 6, I decided to go with Toni Collette for The Staircase. For one, Toni Collette is not lead at all. I don't know why she's in lead. It's a stupid move, which could fuck her over. But I decided to predict her because I don't know who to really put in that 6th line. No one else made me feel comfortable. And I think that with Toni Collette, she's incredible. Like, if you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. There are 3 reenactment scenes that are horrifying to watch. Like, they're so stomach turning, and that's all her. She's incredible. She would have been a shoo-in in supporting, but hey, HBO's stupid, I guess. But I'm going to keep her in just because, competition is kind of weak. Number 7, I have Anne Hathaway for We Crashed. She's pretty good so far, and I haven't gotten to the back half yet, but apparently that's when she gets, like, incredible. So I'm going to say, yeah, maybe she gets in. That could be a name check right there, especially with how well Apple's campaigning We Crashed. Number 8, Mackenzie Davis, Station 11. I've heard particular praise for her. But again, nobody fucking saw the show. Like, nobody fucking saw it. I don't know anyone who's even heard of it, except for like a couple of my, film friends. Number 9, I went with Julia Garner for Inventing Anna. I watched this show last week, and it is unwatchable. Oh my God, it's so bad. And I'm seeing a lot of people just kind of like, Julia Garner is going to get in. I don't know. I don't know at all. That sentiment is why I have her at 9. But without that sentiment, I don't even think she'd be in my 12. There's this idea that like, oh, they love Julia Garner, she's going to just get name checked. I'm like, well, they definitely like her, but I don't know. Like, they love her in Ozark. You know what I mean? They love her in that. She's probably going to win again for that this year because she's really good. She's yet to be nominated outside of Ozark. So I don't know. On top of that, yeah, it's Inventing Anna. It's a popular show, but not for the right reasons. Like, look it up. It has a 35 audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. It's not a liked show at all. And on top of that, with all the criticisms, she's been singled out for criticism. Like, nobody likes her performance. Everyone has been railing on her for that horrible Russian accent. Yeah, that's supposed to be Russian. For those who haven't seen the show, that accent is supposed to be Russian. I don't get why they would nominate a performance that's been singled out for criticism in a show they already don't like. It's not like John Travolta on The People vs. O.J. Simpson. For one, John Travolta is John Travolta. And also, that's a criticized performance in a show that they loved. This is a criticized performance in a show that they are likely going to hate. Number 10, Claire Foy for A Very British Scandal. Claire Foy, should I just have her because she's Claire Foy? She did just win guest for apparently, I haven't seen the show, but apparently a 1-minute scene for guest actress. And I'm like, is that because they love her? Because they love The Crown? I don't know, but it's worth considering. Number 11, Jenna Ortega, The Fallout. Like I said, movie performances don't usually do great, but she's great in The Fallout, and Jenna Ortega's had a phenomenal year, like incredible. But again, I don't think she'll get in, unfortunately. She's great though. And number 12, I went with Michelle Pfeiffer for The First Lady. First Lady is a terrible show. Like, it's awful, but she is not only her performance, but also her storyline is the rare bright spot in an otherwise pretty atrocious show. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Viola. No, Viola's been singled out for criticism. She's not getting it. And if she does, I'll be kind of shocked, to be honest. Michelle Pfeiffer, maybe she gets in, but I'm going to say that. Let's go on to supporting actor. Number 1, It's Murray. I mean, that's like the most solid I've ever felt. I feel really solid about that. I think he's like the most guaranteed win, in my opinion. Like more so than Bill Hader for Barry. Like I feel like who's his competition? Genuinely, and he's great in The White Lotus too. It's not like just like oh he's overdue, oh some of that nonsense. He's genuinely incredible. Number 2, Seth Rogen, Pam and Tommy. Like yeah, that's Murray's competition, and Seth is not winning for this performance. Seth a lot of people criticize Rogen's character's storyline. But I think everyone agrees like he's incredible in this show. He has like a monologue. The first episode's devoted to him. I kind of like his storyline, if I'm being honest. I think Rogen's got this. I think he's good. I think he's gained a lot of respect in the past couple of years. He's no longer like the schlubby, stoner guy. I don't think. Number 3, I went with Naveen Andrews with The Dropout. I think those are the top 3. That top 3 I feel really, really confident in. Naveen Andrews, Naveen Andrews, he's really good. I believe he's a previous Emmy nominee for Lost. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, he's really good. Again, I don't love The Dropout, but he's really good. And yeah, I think he's good. Number 4, Nick Robinson from Made. He's so good. He's so good. I feel good about Nick Robinson. I think that's like a pretty secure nod to an extent. Like I guess he could miss, but like he's such a captivating character to watch. I haven't been. Number 5, I hate to say it, but William H. Macy for The Dropout. He's not in the show that much, but he's prosthetic and he's William H. Macy. They love the guy. Like they really love him. So and he does enough where I think that they will feel good about nominating him. Number 6, I have Will Poulter for Dopesick. I'm sure you guys have other people for Dopesick. I went with Will Poulter because I was watching this show and I'm like, he's the most, besides Keaton and Caitlin Deaver, he's like the most captivating element of this show. I don't know why people are just completely underestimating the guy. I remember before I saw the show, he was getting no buzz, and I'm like, oh, was he in the show for like a minute? And like, no, he's like in the show a lot. I don't get it. I think he could easily get in. I should probably clarify when it comes to the supporting categories, Emmys pull crazy shit a lot. So if you're just going with an easy 7, you're fucked. Which is why I'm going with Will Poulter. I got to switch up a little bit. Number 7, I'm going with Jake Lacey for The White Lotus. I don't know how well The White Lotus is going to do, but he's like the lead of the show basically. So I think he's going to get in. Like that feels good, right? Jake Lacey. I'm not saying he can't miss. Obviously he can, but I don't know. He seems good. Number 8, I went with Michael Stuhlbarg for Dopesick. He's like the big bad of the show. I can see him getting in, but he has 2 performances, which is what my number 9 is, Michael Stuhlbarg for The Staircase. I think he's clearly better in Dopesick, and he has a better shot in that show. But I think, they could cancel each other out to an extent. Number 10, I have Gil Birmingham for Under the Banner of Heaven. He's not the best in the show. Okay, let me clarify. He's not bad in any stretch of the imagination, but he's not in the show that much. So he could probably miss, but he also has some hype for Yellowstone. So maybe. Number 11, I actually have Dylan Minnette for The Dropout. He's pretty good. He has a pretty prominent role. He could be like what's the kid's name from The Queen's Gambit last year? Like a Brody Sangster, I believe. He could be like that. Maybe. I don't think The Dropout's getting 3 acting nods, but still. Number 12, I had Peter Sarsgaard for Dopesick. You guys probably have him higher. I was shocked. Like he's number 2 on Gold Derby still. I remember I like watched the show and I'm like, why? Like, why is he number 2? Why is he the biggest like push for Dopesick? That doesn't make any sense to me. He didn't do much. So I have him that low. Like I really don't get it. Number 13, Steven Zahn for The White Lotus. He's really great. He definitely has his moment of flash. And yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. He's like I'm not saying a big name, but like he's like generally liked by people, the industry. Like not like he's an A-lister, but he's like liked enough where I can see it. And then number 14 went with Wyatt Russell for Under the Banner of Heaven. He's great in the show. I should probably have him higher, if I'm being honest. Higher than Gil Birmingham. Yeah, man, he's great in the show. I would love to see it. But we'll see. Supporting actress, Jennifer Coolidge. Whatever. Moving on. Number 2, Caitlin Deaver for Dopesick. She got snubbed for what show is it? Fuck, I forgot what show she was snubbed for. I think it was like Unbelievable. It was that one. Yeah, it was that one. I believe. I'll check. But she's so good. She's like an addict in this one. I think come on. they can't snub her again. I don't think she got snubbed because they hate her. Number 3, I have Andie MacDowell for Maid, who I found out is Margaret Qualley's real mother. She's so good in this show. She has like these, I think she's playing like, I can't remember. I think she's playing something with, she's playing somebody with like something. I don't remember exactly what she has, but like she has like a something, like an illness, and she's super good in it. She's like kind of a whack job. Yeah, I think she's got to get in. Number 4, Connie Britton, The White Lotus. Unpopular opinion, I thought she was better than Jennifer Coolidge. I think she's so good. Like I don't see how she can miss. Like she's great. Number 5, I went with Anika Noni Rhodes for Maid. This might be too high, but I just think she's so good in that show. Like I said, supporting categories at the Emmys are never like a straight line. Like it's always going to be something bizarre. And I think Anika Noni Rhodes fits that profile kind of perfectly. Number 6, I have Juliette Binoche for The Staircase. Oh, she's so good. She has some really flashy moments towards the second half of the show. And which is why I do think she's going to get in. I think that somebody other than Colin is going to get in for The Staircase, because that's an unbelievable ensemble. Number 7, I went with Alexandria Daddario for The White Lotus. Alexandria Daddario. I don't know why she's that low, if I'm being completely honest, because she's kind of a lead in a way, but I don't think she's ever been nominated. But I think this time, she doesn't have the flashiest moments per se, to my memory, but she's great in the show. So I'm gonna keep her in. And she also has like some iconic moments in the show. So she is synonymous with the show. So yeah, I'll keep her in. Number 8, I have Rosario Dawson for Dopesick. She's Rosario Dawson. She's a name. That could happen if Dopesick passion is high, which I imagine it will be. Laurie Metcalf for the Dopesick. Laurie Metcalf for the Dropout is my number 9. I mean, you might be thinking like, what the fuck, why? And Laurie Metcalf is a really huge name with the Emmys. They love her. She's probably going to get a nomination this year for Hacks for guest. Problem is, for this show, she doesn't do anything. She's in, like, to my memory, like 4 scenes. I might be wrong, but I also don't remember much from the Dropout. Yeah, she could Laurie Metcalf her way to another nomination, but she just doesn't do anything on this show. There are certain limits. Like, I think William H. Macy does enough. You know what I mean? Laurie Metcalf, I think she's gotta. Notice it's because it's supporting and not guest. You know what I mean? If it was guest, I'd be like, fuck yeah, she's winning. But there's no guest category in limited, so I'm gonna say no to Laurie. Number 10, Daisy Edgar Jones, Under the Banner of Heaven. She's not doing too much on this show, but she's also having a great year with Fresh. So yeah, I think it's possible, but again, she doesn't do that much. Number 11, I got Edie Falco for Impeachment. Another eye roll, I get it, but she's Edie Falco. Ryan Murphy. I would never underestimate that guy, especially when it comes to his actors. I don't think she'll get in, clearly, but I think it's possible. Number 12, I got Natasha Rothwell for The White Lotus. She plays the massage person. And she's super good. She's great. She does have some interesting, moments that show off her chops. And again, like I said, kind of with Juliette Binoche and Anika Noni Rhodes, she does kind of fit the profile of like a shocking supporting nomination at the Emmys. Number 13, I got Sydney Sweeney for The White Lotus. I don't really think this is going to happen, but she could ride the wave of her Euphoria nomination that she's going to get. Spoiler for the next video, I guess. But yeah, she doesn't do that much. I don't really see it. And then number 14, I have Sophie Turner versus Staircase, kind of just filling slots. All right, directing. Number 1, I got Dopesick, The People versus Purdue Farm. Don't have to explain myself. Number 2, I got The White Lotus. This is every episode because it's all directed by Mike White, so it's just the whole show. Yeah, it's very interesting. It has very interesting direction. So yeah, I think it's definitely gonna get directed on. Number 3, Maid, the episode Sky Blue. This show has some interesting style choices, not always great ones, but very good ones for the most part. And so yeah, I think it's definitely gonna get a directing nod. Again, not really much of a reason why not. It's The Staircase, episode 911. Yeah. I mean, this is probably just gonna happen, probably just gonna happen. A lot of these I don't really have an explanation for. It's like, it just sounds correct. Sometimes you just gotta go off of instinct. Number 5, Under the Banner of Heaven, Revelation. Now this one I have an explanation for. That episode is so well directed. Holy Christ. It has to get in. It has to. It has to. And then for that last slot, I'm actually going to go with Pam and Tommy, episode Pamela in Wonderland. For one, they submitted a fuckload of episodes, which can be interpreted as a not great sign, but not this guy. The episode is actually really good, though. I think even people who don't like the show agree that the episode, if you don't know, for those who watch the show, that's the deposition episode, which if you don't watch the show is a gut-wrenching episode. And it's very well directed. I think it can land a directing nod, especially how stylish this show is. Number 7, there's 6 slots, by the way. Number 7 is where I have the Dropout. This show has so like no directing style at all. There's no like identity with this show in the very slightest. So I'm gonna say the Dropout does not get directing, but I don't know. Maybe it gets series and it gets directing nomination with it. I don't know. We'll see. Number 8, Under the Banner of Heaven, episode 1, Mighty and Strong. I think that if any show, because the way, again, like I said in the comedy video, it's all submission based with the writing and directing categories. And the Under the Banner of Heaven, I believe, is the only other like big show besides Pam and Tommy that submitted multiple directing episodes, submissions that submitted multiple episodes under directing. So and Under the Banner of Heaven is a very well directed show and has some showiness to its direction as well. So it's possible, but I don't know. It could actually get in. It really could. Number 9 with 1883. I believe this is the one directed by Taylor Sheridan. So that right there should be like, oh. And I haven't seen the show yet, but I imagine it's pretty flashy in its direction, similar to Yellowstone. Number 10, one with We Crash. This is where it begins. Fucking Apple, man. Apple. Number 11, Impeachment, Manhandled. Fucking Ryan Murphy. And number 12, The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, episode Nina. I hope so. I love that. I love this show. I don't think it's getting nominations outside of Sam Jackson, but I'm going to put it here anyway because I want to. Writing, once again, I'm going with Dopesick, the episode The People versus Purdue Pharma. This is the only episode that was submitted for both directing and writing, and Dopesick's getting nominated. So number 2, one with Made, the episode's being Snapped, which is the finale, which is a beautiful episode. Again, Made. I think Made and The White Lotus, they're both getting directing and writing, so I don't really see much of a reason to think otherwise. Actually, honestly, 4 and 5 are the same as my directing one. Staircase, 911, almost said 9/11, and number 5, Under the Banner of Heaven, Revelation. I just think that those shows, because they're series nods, and I don't really. Limit is kind of weak this year, if I'm being honest. It's a little bit open and weak, if I'm being completely honest with y'all. So I just think that the top 5 that I have is gonna just get in, and then that 6th slot is where I have the Dropout, despite my better wishes. The episode is I'm in a Hurry, which I believe is pilot. Like I said, there's nothing really special about this show, in my opinion, but I'm also on the outs, so I might as well just put it in writing and just play it safe. Number 7, I went with Pam and Tommy. Once again, Pamela Wonderland. Again, a gut-wrenching episode. It's a great episode, too. Number 8, actually went with another episode of The Staircase, episode Seek and Ye Shall. This show plays with, like, time a lot. Like, it cuts back and forth between the corpse stuff and also before the death of Kathleen, and it does it pretty well. So I do actually have it in. I could see it getting 2 writing nods. Number 9, Scenes from a Marriage, episode The Illiterates. It's a very dialogue heavy show, so I do think that this could potentially get a writing nod on top of its acting, but I think Scenes from a Marriage is just going to be Oscar and Jessica. Number 10, another episode of Under the Banner of Heaven. This is the pilot, When God Was Love. I don't know if that is going to happen, but I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility. And then number 11, I went with Pam and Tommy, episode Jane Fonda. They submitted a couple episodes. And once again, this show is very showy with its direction and writing because of the style, but I don't really know. It's definitely not getting 2 writing nods. Come on. What do you think? I don't even have a game 1, let alone 2. And number 12, We Crashed. Just fuck it. All right, that is everything. I really hope I can get this out in time. I hope I can get this and Drama out in time, but also Thor is coming out this week and The Boys is ending this week. I might have to skip The Boys so I can get these out in time. My reviews take like an hour to edit, but that's taking time out of my prediction editing, which takes a lot longer to edit. Anyway, that is everything. Like, subscribe, or else I'm going to push you down a staircase.